Hello everyone and welcome to another lecture of Linux. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Linux and who created Linux. So this is the biography or short biography for the person who created Linux. So his name is Linus Torvalds, and while he was a student in the University of Helsinki, he was using mainly the Unix operating system. And for those of you who don't know what Unix is, basically Unix is an operating system that was created in the 70s by Bell Labs, okay? And most of the computers, mainly in universities, used Unix. So Linus Torvalds decided to create his own PC-based version of Unix. Okay, so he tweaked a little bit what we call the kernel, which is the main core of an operating system, and he created basically a kernel from scratch to create his own version of Unix, and from that came Linux. Okay, now Linux is an operating system just like Windows or the Mac OS. The only difference is that Linux was delivered for free to the world. Linux didn't belong to any company like Windows belongs to Microsoft or the Mac OS belongs to Apple. Okay, so the operating system or the kernel was at the disposal of any developer who wanted to even improve that version of the kernel or that version of Linux. So because of that, nowadays, and this was all in the 90s, so nowadays we have a huge amount of different versions of Linux with different desktops and applications. And obviously there was a time that, and even today, there was this war between Microsoft and Linux or Windows and Linux. And I'm pretty sure you already heard about this war between the two. Linux fans or Linux users hate Microsoft. So if you type Linux versus Windows, you have different kinds of, drawings like this one here. And yeah, you can search on Google if you want to take a little, if you want to get more into this battle and learn more about why they are always arguing. You can just type Linux versus Windows, and you have a lot of articles to read about. You can also take a look at these documentaries about Linux. They are very, very good documentaries. You can either type Revolution OS, the Linux story, and also this one here is pretty good, the Code Story of Linux documentary. Search it on YouTube, or you can go directly to OnClick Academy channel. And if you go to playlists, you just click favorites, and you have a bunch of documentaries here that you can watch. And you can find here the Code Story of Linux and also Revolution OS Linux Story. Okay, these two documentaries are very, very good to start getting into the Linux community and understand how the Linux community works and thinks. Okay, so this is all for now. See you in the next lecture. Bye.